Then, wrapping her tail around Sophie, Sophie decided to do something nice for the Demon King to impress him. She dashed to the table, served a rich dish. As two horse heads discussed her IQ, Sophie arrived with a plate of meat. Everyone was left speechless. Even though the horse-headed creatures usually grazed on grass, seeing the eager expression on the Demon King's face, they grudgingly took a bite. One of the horse-headed creatures absent-mindedly remarked, "Hey, this isn't half bad." And then they all dove into the feast. Noticing the servants were swamped, Sophie rushed to the kitchen to lend a hand, but just as she reached the door, she was blocked by the head chef, who was a former seal. They thought having a human like Sophie in the kitchen would contaminate their hard-made delicacies. But when he heard Princess, the head chef immediately changed his tune, acting all polite. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up. The food is about to suffer." Sophie spotted a cup of fancy fruit wine in the kitchen. Though told the Demon King never drank, she still decided to serve him to show her feelings. Just then, a doctor with a tail purposely tripped Sophie. Panicked, she rushed to wipe the Demon King's cheek, while the doctor feigned concern as he strolled over. "Are you hurt?" The Demon King, furious, grabbed her and warned all, Sophie, his future princess, show her no disrespect. The soldiers around were thinking, well, that was a close call saved by the bell. Seeing Sophie plead, the Demon King reluctantly agreed to spare the doctor, but he made it clear next time there would be no mercy. Onlookers shuddered and stopped blocking Sophie from becoming the Demon King's bride. But then, Sophie suddenly fainted. The doctor explained that it was a blessing in the kingdom that caused it. Humans sure are fragile. Poor Sophie didn't have long to live. If Sophie stays in the palace, she'll soon die. To save her, the Demon King sends her back to the human world with a letter. Sophie didn't know demon language. A deity then brought her medicine. Her husband was a doctor, and it was from a rare fruit. The potion cured her internal bloating, and Sophie soon recovered. She helped with chores and shopped. Neighbors praised her to no end. Although the divine being had no clue about her background, he treated her like his own. Thankfully, Sophie had a place to stay, but she hesitated because she thought of the Demon King. But pretending to be strong and going back would only make the Demon King worry more. While she was unsure of what to do, the divine being suggested she rest for a while. News about a mysterious girl arriving at the clinic quickly spread throughout the nearby villages. That day, Sophie went to the grocery store as usual, but the clerks dodged her like she was a ghost. Passers-by pointed at her, and, sensing trouble, she rushed home to find her window smashed. Turns out they had discovered that Sophie was once a live sacrifice, and they urged her to leave immediately before the Demon King showed up and brought trouble. With nowhere to go, Sophie wandered through the wild, thinking to herself, "I wish the Demon King would actually come after me." Just then, she slipped and almost tumbled off a cliff, but in a dramatic moment, the Demon King swooped in to save her. In the unbarred human world, the Demon King could turn human again. It took her quite a bit of effort to find Sophie. Sophie was puzzled. Why does the Demon King still want to find me? Is she trying to stay in the human world? The Demon King asked if Sophie had seen the letter she left for her. Sophie sheepishly replied she didn't understand the demon script, leading to a big mix-up. The Demon King told Sophie to wait, saying she'd return. Then he revealed a ring made from the miasma-purifying fruit. Subtitles. Sophie was very fond of this ring, but just 2 days after returning to the Demon King's castle, she unexpectedly encountered a new crisis. Undoubtedly, the Demon King's donkey-headed Prime Minister hated Sophie most. Sophie not only escaped being a live sacrifice, but also enchanted the Demon King. Since the last banquet wrapped up, all sorts of lords had been raising their voices in protest. To appease the crowd, the advisor arranged a meeting between the Demon King and princesses from various nations. The cat, horse, and bunny princesses all arrived. The cat princess sought Sophie's help, even if as a concubine. Suddenly, feeling emotional and unable to face her own people, Sophie noticed the cat princess was witty and beautiful. So that night, she begged the Demon King to attend the meeting. The Demon King got furious, insisting he didn't want to meet any princesses, stating they all had hidden agendas. He urged Sophie to keep her distance from them, but she insisted he should check out the princesses. They ended up arguing, and Sophie decided to sleep in a different. Just as she left, the cat princess sneaked into the room, informing the Demon King that she knew exactly where Sophie stood in his heart. In fine, being second. As the cat princess started to flirt, Sophie heard a sound, opened the door, and saw them in an intimate pose. Overwhelmed with shame, she swiftly ran away. The following day, the Demon King received the princesses from various countries as scheduled. Sophie and the Demon King silently munched on their breakfast, lost in their own worlds. They both just happened to eye up the same piece of cake. Awkwardly, both averted their gaze. Sophie thought of last night, guessing the cat princess was still in bed. The horse princess and bunny princess tried to strike up a conversation with the Demon King, but he silenced them with the excuse of no talking during meals. At that moment, the crocodile princess nervously knocked over her plate, and everyone was waiting for the next laugh. Sophie rushed over to help her clean up the mess, asking if she was hurt, and the crocodile princess knelt down to thank her profusely. The crocodile princess was incredibly grateful for Sophie's help, but she knew her looks were not fitting for princess and had no desire to be one. Just then, the Western general returned victoriously, standing before Sophie. She said since the Demon King chose Sophie, she'd obey, with a sole request not to disappoint the king.